Hello and welcome to Eiremedia. I'm Vanessa Flood and I'm here at Limerick's Animal Welfare to see what your donations can do to help all these animals inside. Let's go take a look around. Okay, Chris, thank you so much for talking to me today. So, first of all, can you tell me about what is animal welfare?
Okay, well, we're a voluntary organisation, although we do have some employed staff, obviously, to run such a big place. But we take in stray, abandoned, unwanted animals and try and find new homes for them.
Okay, and what exactly is your position in animal welfare?
I would be a director of Limerick Animal Welfare, but I'm here today as a volunteer. I volunteer every Wednesday. And I also do all the sort of publicity material and school visits.
How much is money and donations, how much would it go when giving it to animal welfare? Does it go far? Would it supply the animals with food and shelter? And how important is it?
Very important. And obviously we're struggling a little bit at the moment with the downturn in the economy. But our running costs are about 40,000 a month, which sounds astronomical, but when you think of staff salaries, all the food, upkeep of the place, fencing and so on, huge veterinary bills, it soon mounts up. So our costs certainly are over 1,000 a day.
And do you struggle a lot, or is there income coming in?
Well, our income is mainly from fundraising activities and donations. We would have people who would do standing orders, people who would run fundraising events for us, and obviously we do fundraising events ourselves. Church gate collections, sponsored swims, pub quizzes, really anything that you can think of that a charity could do to make money, we do. But we're always sort of struggling financially a little bit. And
do a lot of people come in and volunteer, or do they kind of just donate money and leave? Are you struggling for volunteers?
Yeah, well, it would be everything really. We would rely heavily on volunteers. I mean, as I said, we have some paid staff, but not enough to run this place. I mean, we've often as many as 200 animals at any one time, and obviously the staff have to have time off and holidays and things, so we would rely a lot on volunteers. And we do have a lot, but it can be a little bit haphazard. We don't know when they're coming always. So one day we could have loads and another day none. But the fun, as you were asking me about the funding and people donating stuff, well, a lot of people would donate food, toys for the animals, money. And we've also 3 shops in Limerick City, 3 charity shops, and people would donate stuff for us to sell in those.
And what would be the best thing you can donate? Would it be food or just give money?
Well, I suppose money really. We tend to feed the dogs on one particular brand of food, so that we can't keep changing their food, else it would upset their stomachs. So we do tend to buy in the food. The cats, we do have quite a lot of donated cat food, but certainly it's sort of money that is the basic need, I think. But we would take anything. Food,
all donations are welcome.
Anything of any description.
Now, I was walking around a while ago and there is a lot of dogs. How much dogs can this animal welfare hold?
Well, at the moment today we've got 55, counted them up this morning, including some puppies that are in the cat unit because there's no room for them here. I mean, they shouldn't be there, but we're overflowing. We often have more than that. Often we've got 70 plus dogs. So we are a little bit down at the moment. But ideally there shouldn't really be more than 2 dogs in any of the pens behind us here. But often we've more than that in, especially small dogs. We could have 4 in a pen. And so we're struggling for space.
I was looking around there and there's a lot of greyhounds.
Yes.
Huge amount.
Yes. I don't think we've ever had as many greyhounds as we've got at the moment, but there's a big problem with unwanted greyhounds in Ireland. If they don't win a race, or they're no good at coursing, or they become too old or injured. I'm not saying that all owners don't behave responsibly, but an awful lot of them are dumped. And we would get a lot that are found straying in probably appalling condition, And, we do have a policy of not putting anything to sleep unless it's absolutely necessary. And they're very, very hard to home as pets. Yeah. And actually they make very good pets.
Yeah, because I was just going down and petting them. They're very, very friendly dogs. Yeah. And they're all, they love the attention.
Yeah, they're the easiest to manage here. You can bring them out to the pens without the leads and they'll walk beside you. And they're very laid back. They like a couple of short walks a day, and then the rest of the time they'd be lolling on a settee, but they're not popular as pets in Ireland, and we home very few here. A lot go to the States or to England, mostly to other rescue places, and they're very popular in America.
Really?
Greyhounds are very popular, very popular pets.
The adopting system, how would you adopt an animal from here?
Okay, well, I suppose an awful lot of people would look on our website first, and they might come here with an idea of a dog that they want. So we would, tell them about the dog. They'd perhaps take it a walk. If they've got another dog, it's an idea to bring that and walk the two. And then we sort of have a rather long list of questions that we ask them. We're very fussy about where they go. So we want to know how they're going to look after them. Is the dog going to be allowed in the house, which we would very much hope that it was. We're not keen on dogs just being left outside. We wouldn't agree with them being tied up. We'd hope that they wouldn't be left alone all day, every day. And they must have an enclosed garden. And we actually do a home, it's more of a garden check. We actually go and look at their place, and if they haven't got a garden that will contain the dog, that's it, unless they're prepared to put up a proper fence.
So you make sure the dogs are going to a good home. It's not as easy coming in and taking a dog and bringing it home.
People sometimes do come here and they think, I like that one, I'll take it now. And of course all our dogs and cats are neutered before they're rehomed to try and reduce the huge number of unwanted puppies and kittens.
And how many dogs would get adopted a day, or is it very little? Or?
I suppose in a year we would home between cats and dogs probably up to 1,000. Probably about that much.
So do you think it's declined since their session has started, or do you think it's still the same?
Slightly, and then the manager did tell me that it has gone down a little bit, but it always tends to go down this time of the year when people are thinking of perhaps going on holiday. They think, I'll perhaps get a dog after when I come back from holiday.
And what animals do you have here? Because it's not just dogs.
No, a lot of people think we're just dogs and cats, but we've got horses, a donkey, goats, pot-bellied pig, chickens, rabbits, and last week we ended up with a peahen, which we've never had before. So we got everything. And we would take anything, assuming we could.
That's really good. So anyone that's looking for any type of animal, you most likely have it.
Most of the big animals, like the horses, do tend to stay here. Again, there's a big problem with unwanted horses as well at the moment over the last few years.
And has there any been severe cases when you've been here?
Yes. Well, we had a horse, actually there's a picture of it on the board there, and you'll see him later on, Martin, who was found on a very, a rough piece of ground near Limerick City with a lot of other horses. Okay. And we'd had lots of complaints about him because people phoning up and saying we ought to be doing something, because he was in such a bad state. But we can't just go in a field and remove a horse or a dog. Depends, if the land is privately owned, we have to get a guard and a vet to come with us at the same time. The vet has to say that the animal is being neglected and needs to be removed, and then the guard will most likely give us permission. But we can't just go on a bit of land and remove an animal. But Martin was found in an appalling state on a piece of waste ground, just full of rubbish and old baths and
you can see the difference.
Yeah. Well, he looks even better than that now.
Really?
He's been here about 2 years now, at least 2 years.
Wow. And is there any animals that have never been adopted that you've kept here until they maybe have passed?
Oh yeah, I mean we wouldn't put an animal to sleep just because we can't find a home for it. So we do have animals that have been here long time. And before we had the sanctuary, people looked after these animals in their own homes. I actually looked after the cats, and I've still got a cat at home that never got homed. So definitely they wouldn't be put to sleep just because we can't find a home.
And what would Limerick Animal Welfare, what is their main goal?
Well, it is to sort of take in as many unwanted, stray, neglected, abandoned animals as we can and rehabilitate them and find homes for them. That would be our aim.
And how would you get in contact with the Limerick Animal Welfare?
Well, we've got a website and obviously a phone number, which is publicised quite a lot, so people would have to phone in. We've had several calls this morning wanting to hand in dogs. We've had to put them on a waiting list because, as you can see, we are full. We couldn't take in any more. But if there was an accident case or a really bad, situation, we would take it even if we didn't have room, as it were. But if it's just perhaps somebody's dog that they can no longer keep, we would have to put them on a waiting list. There's a real devil.
Jimmy's hungry.
Hi, Jimmy. He was found somewhere up in the forestry with a rope round his neck, so he obviously was somebody's goat that had been tethered. This one behind me is Mabel. It's one of the first goats we had, so she would be quite elderly. And this is her kid Valentine, because it was born on Valentine's Day.
The little pony.
This pony here at the back is Dustin. Yeah, Dustin. He's a Falabella pony, and he came to Limerick with a circus a few years ago, and he was stolen from the circus. And the circus went back to Italy, and it was quite a while later before the guards found him, so that's why he's here. So he was a part of a circus act.
Where did this little fella come from?
The pig, that is Colleen. Now we did have another one, that's a pot-bellied pig. We had another one called Wayne, and you can guess why we call them Wayne and Colleen, I'm sure. They came to us as tiny little piglets, about as big as a Jack Russell pig. And they're now about 4. And sadly, about probably 3 months ago, Wayne died. They sleep in the shed behind me, and one morning when the girls went in, Wayne was dead. And so that's why she's in here, with all these other animals to keep her company. So that's Colleen, pot-bellied pig.
Right down here is where they keep all the bunny rabbits and the guinea pigs, and there's one little one over there, and there's about 3 or 4, and as soon as you come in, they're gone. You can't even see them, so I don't want to frighten them too much. And you can see the white one right under there. So I'll put it back. There's the other one there. Now they have, I know, in a good home already in here, but any support and any money given does so much here, and every donation goes a long way. So just help out these rabbits, they're so cute. How could you not help out? I'm joined in animal welfare now. We're at the cat sanctuary, and I'm joined with Marie. Marie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Now, can you tell me about how many cats are held in this cat sort of sanctuary, would you call it?
Well, this is the cat unit in the sanctuary, and we are, at the moment, we have 56 cats in the sanctuary. We can hold 40 comfortably, but we always have many more than we should have here, unfortunately.
Now, would much people adopt cats?
Yeah, quite a lot of people come for cats, but they don't realise what's entailed in getting a cat. So they think they can just come out and get a cat from us, but we don't do that. We vaccinate, worm, flea and neuter them before they leave here. Okay. Otherwise, we're just putting them back to have more kittens which are unwanted. There are many people that adopt a stray cat, but they don't neuter them, unfortunately. And that means they're going to have more kittens, and those kittens will end up with us, or worse, they will be done away with at some stage. No. They won't survive, all of them won't survive.
Yeah. No, it's not just younger cats, it's all older cats as well, but there is a lot of kittens around. So would the kittens kind of be sold more? Then would it be adopted more than the older ones? Would people kind of go for the small kittens rather than the bigger cats?
Okay, at this time of the year it's kitten season, so there's loads of kittens around. Normally in the winter time, say from October on, it's mostly adult cats you'll see here. So it just depends on what people want. Some people want kittens, loads of people want kittens. But then other people would want the adult cats because they're much easier. They don't pull at things, they don't pull down your curtains. So the adult cats are a lot easier, obviously, in the home. But all cats are very clean animals. They're very easy to look after, and they're relatively cheap to look after as well.
And how vital is donations for this cat sanctuary?
Well, of course, everything depends on donations, and we have to get donations. When we're adopting out these cats, we look for an adoption fee of €80 for them. They cost a lot more than that to neuter, vaccinate, worm and flea, and of course the basic day-to-day feeding of them as well.
And do a lot of people give donations here?
Yes, people do give donations, both in Sanctuary here, in our 2 shops in Limerick City, and also online.
Siobhan, you're a volunteer here.
Yeah.
How long have you been volunteering?
So I work with Dell, and I'm only with Dell 9 months. So since I started, we've been out here twice. So we came here again in November, and we walked the dogs for a day and helped out inside.
Now, you're painting outside. Would you come how many times a week, or is it like once a month, as you were saying?
We just came today to paint the cattery, so so just today. But we'd say we came a couple of months ago to do other things like walk the dogs, and we'll probably come again in the next few months and walk the dogs again.
And how do you find this experience working here?
Really rewarding. Like I would be a total animal lover, and I think, actually helping out in the sanctuary is much more rewarding than, and coming to see the animals and doing work, giving up your time is more important.
And do you think working here you find out more information about the animals that you wouldn't have known if you haven't worked here?
Yeah, definitely, because we talk with staff here, and you'd ask, well, what's this story behind this dog, and they tell you, how they ended up there, and you get more of an awareness.
Yeah. And how many people are working here with you?
So there's 12 of us here today.
Okay.
So it's services accounting team in Dell that are out here today.
As well as the donations we get from the public and from fundraising events, we do get one big grant from the Department of Agriculture every year, usually at Christmas. And this last year we got 25,000, which went a good way to helping all the animals.
Chris, thank you so much for having us at the Limerick Animal Welfare Sanctuary.
That's a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed your day and that you've got a good film. It was great to have you here.
We did. Thank you so much again.
Not at all.
And remember, every donation that you give will go a long way for these animals. Thank you so much for tuning into Eiremedia. I'm Vanessa Flood, and thank you very much.